Cape Town, a city known for its breathtaking views and rich culture. But beneath its beauty lies a darker side, the shadowy world of gangsters who hold incredible power over the streets. These gang bosses aren't just criminals. They're symbols of influence, wealth, and fear. But how do they rise to such power, and just how much are they worth? In this video, we'll uncover the lives of Cape Town's most notorious gang leaders, their shocking riches, and the empires they've built. Stay tuned, because what we're about to reveal will surprise you. Cape Town is one of the most iconic cities in the world, known for its stunning landscapes, diverse culture, and vibrant communities. However, it's also a city with a dark undercurrent, one shaped by decades of gang violence. To truly understand the rise of gang bosses and their immense wealth, it's important to first explore how gangs became such a dominant force in the city. The origins of Cape Town's gangs. The gang culture in Cape Town can be traced back to the early 20th century, but it became more prominent during the apartheid era. In the 1950s and 1960s, the apartheid government forcibly removed non-white communities from areas like District 6, relocating them to the Cape Flats, a sprawling, underdeveloped area on the outskirts of the city. The forced relocations broke apart communities, stripped people of their livelihoods, and created deep poverty. In this harsh environment, gangs began to form as a means of survival, initially offering protection, camaraderie, and a sense of belonging to young men in the Cape Flats. Over time, these groups evolved from small street gangs into powerful organizations involved in drug trafficking, extortion, and other illegal activities. Major gangs in Cape Town today, there are over 100 gangs operating in the Cape Flats, but a few have become especially notorious for their size, power, and influence. These include the Hard Livings. One of the most infamous gangs, the Hard Livings, was founded in the 1980s by twins Rashied and Rashied Staggie. They quickly rose to prominence, controlling the drug trade in many areas of the Cape Flats. Known for their violent methods, the Hard Livings became synonymous with power and fear. The Americans. Another major gang, the Americans, is known for its size and extensive network. They dominate certain neighborhoods and are easily recognizable by their flashy style, which mimics American gangster culture. Members often display tattoos of the U.S. flag or the word USA. The Sexy Boys, based in Belhar and other parts of the Cape Flats, the Sexy Boys are smaller but equally dangerous. They have been linked to high-profile crimes and maintain strong connections to the drug trade. The economic realities of the Cape Flats have played a significant role in the persistence of gang violence. Unemployment rates are sky-high, and access to education and opportunities is limited for many residents. In this context, gangs offer an alternative path for young people, one that promises money, status, and protection, even if it comes with great risks. Gang bosses use this to their advantage, recruiting vulnerable individuals and creating a cycle of dependence. Over time, they've grown their operations from local street-level crimes to international drug trafficking, making millions in the process. The power and influence of gangs in Cape Town aren't just about violence and crime. They've also become deeply embedded in the fabric of the city. Some gang bosses are seen as Robin Hood figures, giving back to their communities by providing food, shelter, or money to families in need. This creates a complicated relationship between the gangs and the people they affect, as some residents depend on them while others live in fear. Additionally, gangs have been known to influence local politics and law enforcement. Corruption and intimidation have allowed some gang bosses to operate with impunity, further cementing their power and wealth. the role of drugs in gang wealth. The drug trade is the primary source of income for most gangs in Cape Town. They control the distribution of substances like methamphetamine, known locally as tick, heroin, and cocaine. This illegal trade brings in millions of dollars annually, fueling the lavish lifestyles of gang bosses. With this background in mind, it's easier to see how gang bosses have risen to their current level of wealth and influence. They're not just criminals, they're businessmen, strategists, and sometimes even community leaders, operating in a world where survival often means playing both sides of the law. Cape Town's gang bosses are not ordinary criminals. They are figures of immense power and influence, controlling vast networks of illegal operations that generate millions in revenue. Despite operating outside the law, many of these individuals live lives of luxury, accumulating significant wealth. Here, we take an in-depth look at some of the most infamous gang bosses, their rise to power, and their estimated net worths. Rashied Staggie. Rashied Staggie, along with his twin brother Rashied, founded the Hard Livings Gang in the 1980s. Born in the poverty-stricken Cape Flats, the twins grew up in a tough environment that shaped their future as gang leaders. The Hard Livings Gang quickly gained notoriety for its brutal methods and dominance over the local drug trade. Rashied's strategic mind and willingness to use violence helped him rise to the top of Cape Town's gang hierarchy. Under Rashied's leadership, the Hard Livings became one of the most feared gangs in Cape Town. They controlled the distribution of drugs like tick, methamphetamine, heroin, and cocaine. In addition to drug trafficking, the gang was involved in extortion, smuggling, and money laundering. Rashied also allegedly owned several legitimate businesses, which he used to launder money and further expand his empire. Rashied Staggie was known for his extravagant lifestyle, driving luxury cars, wearing expensive clothes, and hosting lavish parties. His net worth, though hard to verify, was rumored to be in the millions thanks to his control over the lucrative drug trade. Despite his wealth, Rashied remained a polarizing figure, feared by many but respected by some in his community for providing financial support to struggling families. Rashied's life ended violently in 2019 when he was shot dead in a drive-by shooting outside his home. His death marked the end of an era for the Hard Livings, but also highlighted the violent realities of Cape Town's gang culture. Jerome "Donkey" Booysen, Sexy Boys. Jerome Booysen, better known as Donkey, is the alleged leader of the Sexy Boys gang, based in Belhar, Cape Town. Unlike many gang leaders who come from abject poverty, Booysen has cultivated an image of sophistication, often appearing in public in designer suits and driving high-end vehicles. He rose to prominence in the 1990s, taking control of the Sexy Boys and expanding their influence. The Sexy Boys are heavily involved in drug trafficking, but their operations also extend to extortion and smuggling. Under Booysen's leadership, the gang has established connections with international criminal networks, increasing their profits and influence. Booysen has been linked to several high-profile crimes, though he has often denied any involvement. Jerome Booysen's net worth is difficult to estimate, but is believed to be in the range of several $1,000,000. He owns multiple properties, luxury cars, and has been photographed at exclusive events, leading many to speculate about the extent of his wealth. Booysen is known for his charisma and ability to negotiate, which has allowed him to maintain his position as a powerful figure in Cape Town's underworld. Booysen has survived multiple assassination attempts, including being shot multiple times in public. These incidents underscore the dangerous and volatile nature of his life as a gang leader. Despite his alleged criminal activities, he continues to exert significant influence in the Cape Flats. Igshan Saniye Davids, the Americans. Igshan Davids, known as Sani, is one of the most prominent figures in the Americans gang, one of Cape Town's largest and most powerful gangs. The Americans are known for their size, with thousands of members spread across the Cape Flats. Sani rose through the ranks by demonstrating both strategic thinking and ruthless enforcement of gang rules. The Americans control large portions of the drug trade in Cape Town, particularly in areas like Manenberg and Mitchell's Plain. They are also involved in illegal gambling, extortion, and arms smuggling. Under Sani's leadership, the gang has expanded its operations, generating millions in revenue. Sani Davids is rumored to have amassed significant wealth through his illegal activities. Though he keeps a lower profile than some other gang bosses, reports suggest he owns multiple properties and businesses, which he uses to launder money. His net worth is estimated to be in the millions, though much of it remains hidden from public scrutiny. Like many gang bosses, Sani is both feared and respected. In some areas, he is seen as a protector, providing financial assistance to families in need. However, his involvement in violent crimes and the drug trade has also brought devastation to the communities he operates in. Kindly like, drop a comment, and subscribe for Part 2, where we will continue the list of gang bosses in Cape Town and their net worth.